I forgot to add myself to stage. I done got sleepy. Welcome back. I want to give a shout out to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. I really do for giving me this chance and opportunity. Also, just thank you so much. But I'm sorry, I'm getting sleepy. I'm trying to do another video after this. I don't know if I can. However, and I'm itching. Um, well, the big U news is Big U, he fired his attorney because he wants a speedy trial. And this is a court appointed federal attorney that he had. And, oh, shoot. And he told the judge that he never received his indictment and all of that. And he even said that, he want a speedy trial. He don't want to wait a whole year for them. And you have a right to a speedy trial when you request that. So, and so they had to make sure he gets an indictment. And he said that he would even go per se, which means he will represent himself. And I was like, well, shoot, I don't know how that's gonna turn out for you, because Wack said you wasn't intelligent enough. I don't know, but that's what Wack said. I don't know, Big U. But then something just came out today. Big U finally gets a trial date as prosecutors plead for more time to review the evidence. Big U is facing a litany of alleged crimes stemming from a massive indictment that authorities unsealed earlier this year. Eugene Big U Henley's trial date has been pushed back a full year from next week to May 2026. So you just sitting in that detention center for a year with no trial. Prosecutors requested more time to properly prepare for the trial, which stems from massive racketeering. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Right, I agree with you, humble. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do. Yeah, well, that's what he said. Prosecutors requested more time to properly prepare for trial, which stems from massive racketeering case involving several alleged gang members. The state attorneys are concerned about how much evidence they have to shift through before trial. Well, they should have thought about all that. If you're not prepared, you're not prepared. The delay comes after they claim to have 20,000 wiretaps. Can you imagine? They must have recorded every call he made since 2022, as well as numerous audio and video recordings. They know to having law enforcement report search warrants and returns, criminal history, documents, records, and photographs. All in all, the data totals over 60 gigabytes of material. Authorities first arrested Big U back in March, so I'm not going to go over that. We already know all that. We know about his charges. And we know he pleaded not guilty. So I guess that's his trial date, May of 2026. Okay, then they got another update. Let me see. Oh, this was from Hip Hop Daily. They say the evidence overwhelms prosecutors and defense lawyers. Damn. Okay, hold on. I mean, 20,000 wiretaps is a lot. Yeah, Big U will remain in custody until May 2026 as prosecutors review thousands of wiretaps in a major federal case. Oh, the court sided with the government and delayed the trial by nearly a year. And that decision was made May 12th by U.S. District Judge Fernando Roca. So the trial is to begin May 5th, 2026. And they're saying that those they have to go through those recordings because they are central to the government's case, which accuses Big U of leading a criminal organization known as Big U Enterprise, tied to the Rolling 60s. Oh, they going back to 2010 on some of these charges that include murder, kidnapping, robbery, human trafficking. And it was one that already took the plea deal. What was his name? Russ? Um, Bus? Yeah, he already took his plea deal. So he should be gone. So it's been set. His court date is May 2026. Wow. So that's the latest news. Now we get to our recap part. I'm going to try to do another video after this, but I need to do something serious. But I'm sleepy now. I might just do another 50 Cent versus everybody because I already got that. All right, now here we go with our recap part. Remember this fool.
We on fire. Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? I seen the dude running. Oh,
this Hood Talk News. I like Hood Talk News.
Y'all, let's go back to the video. Nipsey by his actions after Nipsey died. I mean, look at how he was at the strip mall. He's shooting music videos, taking pics with fans, and he's walking around like he owned them up, like he was Nipsey. Dude out there skipping and hopping. Dude thought he was Nip. Boy, he thought he was Nip for real. Look at him. Man, if you say that's reaching, okay, you know how Nipsey be having the marathon openings? How Cowboy started having them too after Nipsey died. Man, that was a trap house opening, man. That ain't no man. This man had a flea market, a booth in a flea market and did a grand opening, man. Nip had a whole shop, man. What is this dude doing? Dude got a karaoke machine with a mic to it, man. What is going on here, man? This is not no real, this ain't no real grand opening, man. Look at them shots back there.
To him it is. To him it is.
Man. Come on. No, he ain't finna cut the ribbon, y'all. He's not finna cut the ribbon.
I thought this would be funny.
Oh, man, the man got a booth in the flea market and he's cutting the ribbon, man. Never seen it done. The crazy part is he's doing grand openings for a store that's full of bootleg clothes. If that ain't enough, this should seal the deal. Nipsey Hussle get a mural. How the hell Cowboy get one?
Right, how did he get a mural? Right, how did he get a mural? This Hood Talk News, I love him.
He went and sprayed over Nip mirror. Come on, man. And I think it was
how the hell he get a mural?
Spray painting stuff over Nip mirror because look at here, there ain't nobody come spray paint over his face. Man, that Cowboy was setting that up. Man, I gotta get this mirror going, man. It's only gonna be one Nipsey, and that's me. Ready. The man's still living. But we not done with them whys, Cowboy. We want to know why you and Big U are so quick to defend each other when it comes to your relationship with Nipsey Hussle.
Well, regardless of me or with Big U, when I heard any information concerning me or Big U, it was never a question about Big U. I know Big U loved them. Big U always had money. Big U. So it was never no question. I never questioned. I know that really had love for them.
But both of you guys have been trying to backdoor Nipsey not even months after he passed away.
Facts.
Big snakes, man. He
Facts.
tried to steal the marathon trademark through the Crips LLC.
Facts.
You wanted to to do for itself, right? Him and Suge.
Yeah. Big U and Suge wanted it, and he, it was conversations with Suge.
Wait till she say what she say on StreamYard. Stop it.
It's trademarked for clothes.
Man, Big, you a slime ball, man. You trying to script this man from everything. The man got kids out here, man, that gotta live and grow up, man. You trying to take trying to destroy this man whole legacy, but you see where it got you, right? Now your kids ain't gonna be able to eat because you gone, bro. And I think you was the breadwinner, but your son played football. I hope that worked out for him.
And the next thing, it needs to be trademark, and I mean, this was conversation.
They might kick him off the team just because Big U is daddy.
That he and I were having, and but I know what I'm doing. I'm not going. It's just my integrity.
I don't know his ear value because that nigga got picked in the 80th round or something like that.
I'm not gonna get down on that boy like that.
Hey, if I Big U being a daddy, boy, I don't know.
Yeah. Big U tried the same thing with me. Hey. We gonna act like you got control. I sold you. You brought me out of my Nipsey contracts. You go sue the estate. I put them all up. 53 days after Nipsey was dead, he wanted me to double back and sue the estate. But yet when he was here, him and Nipsey already had an understanding on what that was and what that wasn't. He didn't want to do it, like she said from the beginning. He's never gonna do nothing himself. He always gonna try to get somebody else to do it. In the same situation,
that's what a snake do.
Facts.
They wanted her to trademark it, and then they had to put on these shows and did all these things and stood behind it like they didn't know what was going on. But it ain't us, it's her. We doing something with her. Whole time it's them that brought the play. That's how he played.
See, what's crazy is these jealous, envious OGs allegedly, man, their actions, you see the pattern. Like Big U or Rayshawn
killed that young boy, man.
Williams and unaliving them over to this song, similar to him getting into it with Nipsey. But whatever happened after Nipsey died, Cowboy has been thriving better than ever. And since that play did so good, let's try another.
Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? Remember that, y'all?
The one. Well, a few months later, there was somebody else that died in the same area of a young man named Dominique Minion Paul, R.I.P. And allegedly, this video was the night of the stabbing.
But see, Cowboy back on them drugs. He looks so bad. So hey, Money Low, you see our video did pretty good. I think it got almost 130 some views. So that's good. I don't think you called me yet. I ain't seen no call yet, but I'm back on Big U. Yeah, but he back on them drugs. He look bad. He really do. So karma is kicking his ass.
Dominique Minion Paul, a 24-year-old black man
out there sipping.
Man, died Thursday, June 20th, after he was fatally stabbed in the 3400 block of West Lawson Avenue in Hyde Park, according to Los Angeles.
Did you know him, Money Low? That Paul got what? Dominique Paul? Did you know him?
Coroner's records, about 1:15 a.m. on a Sunday, June 16th, officers responded to a call of a loud party in the area, police said. When officers arrived, they were directed to a shopping center and with stab wounds. Paul was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead on June 20th at 11:25 p.m. According to the coroner's records, investigators believe that a group of people were hanging out in the parking lot of the Marathon clothing store when Paul got into a verbal dispute with another person. The two went into the alley and the other person stabbed him. Detectives are seeking witnesses.
Everybody over here ain't got nothing to do with that. We can control her. I'm gonna give you your space so we can get my homie about it. Well, Cowboy was on every scene, wasn't he? Here, I respect you as a person, and I'm gonna give you your space, and I respect that. Chill out. Get my homie about it. Clear away, please. Don't need to be like that. How may be? But you overly like. We know we gotta do it. We are a person. The boys in blue ain't a friend to you. You are a person. I respect that first. So, can you please help my homie? And this is no problem for us. Get out the way. Get out the way. You tell everybody get out the way. Y'all move out the way, man. Cowboy video shoot ain't this important, man. This man on the stretcher and dying and stuff. Done got stabbed, y'all in the way, talking about trying to shoot a cowboy video.
How is this backdoor Nipsey? Well, the family of Dominique Minion Paul sued Nipsey Hussle's company, Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures, LLC. They said, since it's by the Marathon store, you guys are responsible and we want money for it. Well, in court, they argued that Nipsey Hussle's company employed an individual who is Cowboy, who supervises the whole area, including the alley. Mind you, this is after Nipsey Hussle died in the store shop.
The alley is public property. Nobody owns the alley. That's city property.
Now, Cowboy was not working for the store, but they're trying to put it on him. Nipsey Hussle, Blacc Salmon Company, argued Cowboy didn't work for no damn Marathon store. It's shut down. How could he work for the store?
Man, Cowboy was out there bootlegging, man. He shut that store down and told Cowboy to stop sleeping up there. And he kept going up there selling his Marathon bootleg clothing, man. That's why the man don't mess with him. Dang.
But what did Cowboy do in court? He testified against Nipsey Hussle and Blacc Sam.
Right.
He said Blacc Sam was his boss and was paying him. This whole time, Cowboy has been working.
That's why you can't help a junkie.
With the family to sue Nipsey Hussle's company, allegedly.
Gee.
Well, you might be asking, now
That's where he get that money from. You hear me now? You hear me now? That lawsuit must be went through or something, because he did get old.
we want to know why, Cowboy. Why did you testify against Nipsey Hussle and his family? And not only did you testify, you lied. You know damn well you didn't work for Blacc Sam months after Nipsey died. Family wasn't messing with you.
They wasn't messing with this man. The man had to catch a ride to the funeral, man. And you
Back.
go up here in the lawsuit. That with your back door, Nip. Your back door, the lawsuit. Your back door, man. You just a back door nigga, man. You was
Back.
thinking about a back door when they shot Nip, man. Ready to run out of it, man.
And the store was closed. If you can answer that, why? We off Cowboy forever. And we front row at every Cowboy concert.
Hey, come on. Say what? Let's go, Cowboy. 93 bad boy. Come on. Take that. Turn right up. Break it down, ball.
You get me to a
Man, we just had to bring y'all there, man. Hey, Cowboy gotta stop it, man. Cowboy, man, you got to stop this back door stuff, man. Come on, man. You coming all this crying and acting all innocent, man. Come on, but hey, like I told y'all, the ghosts of Tupac, Nipsey, Mo 3, all of them out there, boy, they working together, boy. They working together, man. Hey, but I just came to bring y'all that. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, man.
Platform on the Blacc.
Man, you say, what do they call them? Backdoor nigga. Oh, my God.
I'm gonna be around if you'll give me a name. You gonna give me a name now?
Now, this one is how Wack 100 exposes how Bricc Baby got King Von unalive and then snitched on Big U in this video. That's what this video is. The sauce.
Let me out. People let me out. I jumped up and that's when y'all cash. Hey, y'all gonna give me a cheesecake and a cigarette. I'll tell y'all where they supposed to be at, where they be slurring at.
He said, if you give me a cheesecake and a cigarette, I'll tell you where they spots be at. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't. This is unbelievable. Heck, you know.
Hey, his car, they're real. That's his baby mama shit. That he was century. With the bar hanging on that, that's his baby mama. Her name's Teresa Earl. I can tell you where they live at. Just don't take me to jail.
Hey, yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you know, I don't have a degree in snitchology like Charleston White.
When 16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
Listen, that boy right there be snitching with the best of them. Anyhow, as you know, during the last couple of years, there's been an influx of rappers catching Ricos. And there's also been an influx of people jumping online claiming that other rappers are snitching. Well, after Big U got arrested recently by the feds and hit with the Rico, Wack 100 jumped online and claimed that Bricc Baby is the snitch. So I decided to look into it. And after doing some research, I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not Bricc Baby is the snitch. But what I will say is this: if I was a rapper or somebody in the entertainment business, I would not be having any confidential conversations with Bricc Baby. Because, for some odd reason, this dude right here just so happens to be connected to, suing, beefing with, or been in the studio making music with almost every single major rapper and producer on the East Coast and West Coast who was recently caught a RICO charge, including Big U, Luce Cannon, Lil Durk, P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Pee Wee Longway, Sue Surf, Young Thug, Fetty Wap, and Hood Rich Pablo Juan.
Wow.
Here. Yeah, giveaway. Charles, thank you very much. Giveaway.
All right, so I'm getting ready to connect these dots for you like we're playing a game of Connect 4.
Oh, what's up? What we doing? Let's go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's go.
The Bricc Baby Big U connection. Okay, so here's the deal. Bricc Baby was raised in LA and he's always claimed to be a Crip. And we all know that Big U is one of the unofficial self-proclaimed leaders of the Rolling 60s. Now, after Big U, Luce Cannon, and Bricc Baby got hit with the RICO the other day, Wack 100 alleged that Bricc Baby put an OG Crip named 600 onto the fact that the feds were coming for Big U 6 months before the feds actually issued a warrant for Big U's arrest, Luce Cannon's arrest, and 15 other co-conspirators, including himself. Wack believes that Bricc Baby snitched on Big U in order to walk away scot-free after getting hemmed up a while back for weapons possession. In order to support his theory, Wack pointed out the fact that after getting caught with an AK, Bricc Baby never had to go to court for the charge, and they dropped the charges for no apparent reason.
You also tell 600 they gonna pick up Big U. He got a RICO coming. So he got going on direct with himself. Right? Right. August comes, they pick up Big U. We wondering how you know this. Now you saying when they came in June, the real warrant was for your cell phone. While they were searching for your cell phone, they discovered the K. Okay, great. So here it goes. It's been 16 months since June 2023. You ain't been to court. Why?
Man, listen to this, bitch, blood. This nigga gotta be the police. Listen what he say.
Yeah, I caught a case on campus at like 17. I just turned 18, matter of fact. And I got caught with like 35 pounds of weed.
What?
Yeah, and the mail girl told on me.
Then who'd you tell on, niggas? You back out here. You got caught with 35 pounds of weed if somebody told on you. Then how the fuck you get out?
So I got questions, Bricc. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. On the video, you caught about 4 straight Class A felonies in Georgia, back to back in the span of 2 years.
Yeah.
You never went to prison. What the f happened?
I had a great attorney. I went to trial. How you say that shit disappeared when I went to trial on the case? My shit got dismissed at trial.
Listen, I had a paralegal go through this one of the video took
We
so
could
long.
call Daniel Kane.
Huh?
I said I could call my lawyer. I'll call Daniel Kane. You should be able to go research any type. I've never had an interrogation. The only one I had an interrogation on was probably when I was 17.
I do, what I'm saying, the paralegal, there was no further information about your cases, which in Georgia, everything's out there. You can find anything about it. It's not like LA where they steal everything. So
I could get whatever from my lawyers or whatever I gotta go get.
Now I know a whole lot of people out there are like, yo, Wack 100's bugging out. Because if Bricc Baby was the actual snitch, then why in the world would the feds pick up Bricc Baby too? Well, here's the thing. After the feds went and rounded up everybody associated with the Big U RICO and arrested them, they later disclosed that Bricc Baby's charges are going to be separated out. So he's the only one out of the 19 people that they picked up that's going to be charged separately. Also, check out this YouTuber's theory as to why Bricc Baby might have been picked up by the feds, even if he's the snitch.
Bricc Baby was obviously locked up on this indictment, but let me tell you a little story. There was an indictment called Operation Valley Star. And when that indictment happened, several people from Merced, Fresno, Los Baños, Tulare County, the whole Central Valley were locked up. A lot of norteños soldados, guys that were actually involved in regiments and so on and so forth, right? All these guys have been locked up, and so I can speak on this now. There were guys that were locked up that were actually already cooperating with law enforcement, and the reason law enforcement locked them up was one of two things. Either they were going to double back and get them anyways, or they made it look good. These guys were already informants, but they said, we're going to go ahead and lock you up just so that way your comrades, your people, your camaradas, your homies don't think that you're the one that's telling. But lo and behold, we know what time it is, right?
Facts.
Of course, they got a slap on the wrist, disappeared somewhere, and no one ever talked about them. Only those that got locked up that seen the indictments and were like, damn.
Another thing that doesn't look really good for Bricc Baby is the fact that one of his closest homeboys when he was growing up was Eric Holder, the dude who murked Nipsey Hussle. As a matter of fact, when speaking about Eric, Bricc Baby said that Eric Holder saved his life.
I got the first time in my tailbone that came through my bladder, we had crashed, and the people had hopped out the car and kept on. He prevented them from taking my life, so I'm forever indebted.
The Bricc Baby Durk connection. Many people believe that Durk paid Bricc Baby $1 million to unalive Quando Rondo, but he accidentally unalived Quando Rondo's boy Little Pub instead. And after everything went down, people believe that he snitched on Durk and told the feds that Durk put a bag on Quando Rondo's head. Now, why do people believe that he's the snitch? Because Bricc Baby actually jumped online and bragged about snitching.
Let me play something for y'all right quick. I'm gonna just play it and then y'all could, figure it out from there, you feel me? Cause,
Talk about it, talk about it. Y'all wanna know, I snitched on Durk because inside me the OTL. Come on, listen, bro. Listen. We got the streets in. I'm plugging them in. Talk about Durk. Talk about it, talk about something. Y'all wanna know, I snitched on Durk because inside me the OTL. Come on, listen, bro. Listen.
Now he said out his mouth, I snitched on Durk because he wanted into the OTL. Y'all can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this.
hold on. Hey, you know what's crazy? Bricc making it easy for y'all. He already figured it out. We figured him out. See, he thought he was going to be able to go in there, roll over, you know what I'm saying, get them to forget about that chopper case. We all know the feds ain't letting you go. You got raided by the feds, bro. You either tell them something to help them out, or you got to go. They covered their tracks, crossed their T's and dot their I's.
So do.
They got the warrant to come get you. And they found the chopper. That's extra on you. For whatever reason, they even came in your house. So, I was telling y'all, right, which everybody already knew, There's no way out of that. You see what I'm saying? So now he's just admitting it. You know what I'm saying? So another one of Big U's minions is a rap, bro.
In the last couple of years, the biggest mystery in LA is the murder of Quando Rondo's best friend, Lil Pop. So people automatically assume that Quando Rondo and his best friend was a hit call at the time of Lil Pop. So the fan theory is Durk solicited the help of a reputable LA gang member, Bricc, baby, to take out Lil Pop and Quando Rondo. Fans will claim that Durk will pay Bricc, baby, who can be seen here for the Bricc with Durk. Fans will claim that Lil $100 for the hit.
Hey, cop ass Flacco, cuz. What made your punk ass go post a motherfucking video of me, nigga, do run content of me and Quando Rondo, nigga. I'm the dead homies with all the shit that I got going on right now. All this shit that you see nigga going through, cuz nigga supposed to be my partner running content on some this shit. Trying to put a nigga in the middle of like phone gang, like nigga.
From all accounts, Quando and the Savannah Rolling 60s never wanted beef with Vaughn and really never wanted this to happen at all. And despite the fact that all Lil Tim did was defend his friend, Lil Durk still wants get back for Vaughn. Well, given that Durk lives in Atlanta and Quando and his boys are only a few hours away, you'd think to head to Savannah. But Buzz Toys would have home field against the South where everyone's packing heat. It's not necessarily an easy hit, but instead Durk waits patiently for them to go to a particular city, a city where he knows he can get them gone. This, of course, would be the city of Los Angeles, which for 3 reasons would be the perfect place for him to do it. If Quando and his boys are in LA, they have no home field advantage. In fact, they probably don't know where they are at any time. And secondly, they won't be strapped because the laws in California make it pretty much impossible to do so. And the third reason? None other than Bricc, baby. Not only can he give you Quando's exact location, but he can also supply you with what you need.
And everybody's trying to say that you dropped the low on Pop and Quando to Durk. That's what they were saying on the academic stream. People were alluding that you had dropped.
That ain't tell it. That ain't tell it. That ain't tell it. That ain't tell it. That ain't tell it.
Then what is it? What is it then?
Yeah, sloth alarm, right? Yeah. They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh.
Nah, because Lil Pop.
Oh. What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more. That's the new term on it. Like, no more life.
The Big U Killer Mike Jay-Z connection. Listen, I find it very hard to believe that the feds really hemmed up Bricc Baby in connection with Big U's RICO when Bricc Baby is the CFO of the Crips collective started by Tia Hollis that's currently suing Big U, who was hit with the RICO, P. Diddy, who was hit with the RICO, Jay-Z, who they tried to hit with the RICO, and Killer Mike, who they cuffed up at the Grammys. So, here's what happened. In 2018, a woman named Tia Hollis trademarked the names Crips and Bloods, and she also created Crips LLC and Bloods LLC. So, when Killer Mike at his reality show, he had a whole bunch of Crip amps. Like, listen, once you create the product, we're going to take that product that you made all the way from your concept all the way to the store shelves. And if you remember, the Crips ended up winning the competition.
Yep.
And they created a product called Cripa-Cola Soda.
Yep.
Can you please remind everybody about Cripa-Cola?
Yeah, Nix, y'all already know. In my town, ATL. Where we at right now? The world of Coke. Atlanta's known for Coca-Cola. Right now, we got another player in town.
I'm gonna go past this part.
Hey, y'all thought Blue was Pepsi. It's Cripa-Cola. Man, big thanks to Killer Mike.
If you planned on doing anything further with it. And I never heard back from the guy. I never heard from the guy again. The next thing I knew, there was a photo op with him and Jay-Z paired up, and they're standing doing a photo op, you know, Cripa-Cola, and Jay-Z's the new partner and the new face, and he did a song with Pharrell about Cripa-Cola, an entrepreneur. And I'm like, yo, what's going on here? So from my understanding, they did sit down with Big U, and they spoke to him and asked permission to use the Crip brand. Now, these guys are out of Atlanta. Big U is not the leader of the Crips. He has no shot to call over our culture, what we can and what we cannot do. He ain't made a check and sent nobody nothing.
Now, I know. You're over there like sauce. That's Tia Hollis suing them. What does that have to do with Bricc Baby? Well, not only is Bricc Baby one of the CEOs of Tia Big Crip LLC, Hollis's organization, but he also jumped online and bragged about the fact that he's part of the network that's suing all of these ninjas.
Yo, I'm on live right now. We on the news, man. What's going on, man? So you said that Crip back putting Crip on his shirt is because our family owns the word Crip? Is you said that it's a possible lawsuit coming?
As a representative and a person on the board of the Crips LLC, everyone should just tread light until we figure it all out. And being that you are who you are.
Hey, I have a question. So that guy owns the Crip LLC?
Yeah.
Did Killer Mike have like a Crip soda? All right, for sure.
That's why it never. We own Cripicola now. Tell them you can buy them all. Yeah, we own Cripicola now.
I just left a 3-hour meeting with the people on the board talking about making Bricc Baby the face of Cripicola.
Yeah, say everybody say I ruffle feathers and I do it. Yeah, I'm finna ruffle some feathers today. You are looking at the leader of the board for the Crips LLC. I wouldn't say I'm the chief executive officer, but I'm up there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like the chief executive, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Number, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like the right-hand man, the vice president of the Crips LLC and the Bloods LLC. We own it. You can't use it anymore. Trademark infringement. You can't do it. Cease and desist. It's ours. We are gonna drop the Cripicola the right way. We did put out a cease and desist to Big U, Killer.
Money Yo, Lord, how much Money Low? Did they ever come out with a Cripicola? I don't think they did. If you still in here, but you just sent me something. What did you say? Oh, I don't know who that is that keep texting me. I shouldn't even stop that for that.
Exotic Pop, Puff Daddy, T Diddy, No Diddy. We hit Diddy, damn. Pause. We hit Diddy is crazy, bro. We hit Diddy with anything, bro. It's crazy. But listen, so yeah, and it's more celebrities to be named in the lawsuit for dropping Blood Pop and Cripicola without tapping in to the Crips LLC and getting permission. So now we're gonna drop the Cripicola the right way. The soda will be blue, and the mystery people that own it, that have me on the front line, come into our world. You get to meet them soon. It's Bricc, not the trick. Don't be late.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Bricc Baby is allegedly one of Big U's co-conspirators, while at the same time working with a bunch of secret co-conspirators against Big U. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. The Bricc Baby YSL Young Thug connection. All right, so when Bricc Baby turned 19 years old, his mother sent him to Atlanta to live with some family. So Bricc Baby has a whole lot of connections in Atlanta, and one of those connections is Young Thug, who's yet another person in Bricc Baby's sphere who caught a Rico. And a lot of people believe that part of the reason why Young Thug caught that Rico is because Bricc Baby is one of the people who snitched on him.
You ain't gang. Nope. I'm gonna roll the 60 in. Yeah, I'm gonna roll the 60 in Bricc Baby. Understand this, Bricc Baby. You got on there and you just snitched. You really want Young Thug to go to jail. Why? I don't know.
The way you implicated him tampering with witnesses, you being the middleman and giving money to Woody, boy, you something else. Friends like Bricc Baby, Thug don't need no enemies. Niggas like Bricc Baby gonna take Thug down. If a judge see that behind the scenes, if the state show the judge that, if the state show the judge a documented gang member like Bricc Baby working behind the scenes for YSL, guess what's gonna happen? What already been happening. He probably already been behind the scenes. Ain't no telling. The way he just said down his mouth. Boy, you gotta be getting too high. Well, Adam 22 must be rubbing your thighs too much or something. Cause we know Adam a freaking Coco. I call him Adam Coco 22. But you on this show every day. So you might be a couple just like Adam. So when you say gang, I think you talking about gang X-rays and shit. Other than that, you ain't affiliated with nothing. You like 6'9". Yeah, Bricc Baby like 6'9". You talk on that show, man. Snitch. Implicate Young Thug, talking about you Young Thug. You ain't with slime. Nigga, you a slime balls ass nigga for what you just did, Young Thug. I ain't like that shit, man, I swear. And I don't care about gang. I think gang banging is one of the worst things that ever happened to the black community. Yeah, I see.
Facts. I agree. Facts.
Yeah, in addition to being on No Jumper, just spilling the tea on Young Thug, a lot of people also found it strange that when Thugger was on trial, Bricc Baby was out in the streets of LA taking pictures with YSL Woody. And then when people were like, yo, why are you running around these streets taking pictures with that dude? He was like, wait a minute, I was with him, but I really wasn't with him.
Why would you take a picture with you call yourself you stand on business and stand on morals, and that's not a good look, nigga. You know Thug, like you with Thug, like he do a lot of things that like don't make sense sometimes.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, all right, you told me you was gonna go to a bar and I was gonna leave while you would come back after you exited out the bar. So then you decided to roam to the park here, there. You was in these to go do some shit like that. Yeah, I'm down. I signed up. That's my line of work. Yeah, and I can't wait to get outside and, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't I, if anything, you would want me to go get the information about, I did not do the interview. Was I in Atlanta with Woody and Adam? Yes, I was. Have I been knowing Woody before Thug and Woody's relationship? Did he tell you that?
He did. He was
out for you across the.
My name is Mundo. I'm a suburban kid now. I'm not a street dude anymore.
That's YSL Mondo.
Street guy anymore.
Young Thug brother checked him for doing them interviews.
The streets have a weird and funny style, so I can't classify myself as a street guy anymore. I'm a suburban kid. I'm on the sidewalk now, so I'm a sidewalk guy. I'm not a street guy anymore, fellas and ladies. I am a sidewalk guy. I would prefer to be on the sidewalk. That's what they made it for. So I'm going to let you guys have the streets, and I will walk on the sidewalk, okay? Thanks. Goodbye. Have a nice one. You can have the streets. Suckers.
Bricc Baby just so happens to work with a lot of dudes who get hemmed up for the Ricos. For example, Bricc Baby was affiliated with Fetty Wap's crew for a short time, and they worked together under the Remy Boys 1730.
How the hell he get with Fetty Wap out of Jersey? How the hell he get to Jersey? Are they shipping him around or what? Fuck he doing in Jersey?
Umbrella. A few years later, Fetty Wap was sentenced to 6 years in prison for moving weight and conspiracy. Bricc Baby also did several collabs with Hood Rich Pablo Juan before Hood Rich caught a RICO in 2020 and took a plea deal for 15 years. And it's also interesting to note that Bricc Baby's sister is married to Pee Wee Longway, who the feds cuffed up in a massive 200.
All right, I'm done. His sister married to Pee Wee Longway. If y'all know, Pee Wee is just one of the biggest drug dealers down in Atlanta. His sister married. Oh, wow. That just messed me up. Oh, he connected. Both ways.
million drug bust. But none of those are number one, because number one is Bricc Baby actually snitching on himself. Because the other day when he was on a No Jumper podcast, this dude purposely did the yawn so that his t-shirt would lift up and Luce Cannon could see that he was carrying a blicky just a few days before the big U Rico dropped.
I'm leaving court right now where my client is charged with multiple felonies, and he's all over Facebook and Instagram posting evidence of the crime. The number one thing that will get you in trouble in any criminal case is your own self-snitching.
Let me tell you something. Unlike Wack 100, I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not Bricc Baby is a snitch. But what I will say is this. If I was out in these streets committing crimes, the last person that I would let know about it is Bricc Baby. Because this dude right here is...
Man, that... This is the sauce. She hit the head on the nail on that one. She did. She really did. Here go Wack 100.
They can't say OTF and slide for violence. First time we ever heard this. You're the first one to ever tie them to that situation. You also tell 600 they gonna pick up Big U. He got a Rico coming. Some shit he got going on direct with himself. Right? Right. August comes, they pick up Big U. We wondering how you know this. Now you saying when they came in June, the real warrant was for your cell phone. While they were searching for your cell phone, they discovered the K. Okay, great. So here it goes. It's been 16 months since June 2023. You ain't been to court. Why? Look, Bricc, they can't say OTF.
He definitely suspect. Shoot, I might just do these and then I'm gonna have to. Hey, I ain't know I have so much stuff. Getting back to Cowboy. Oh, this Cliff World.
Family, man, we are back again, as y'all can see. And as y'all
Let me
can hear,
get to the
a lot of
video.
people can't see.
A few months after Nipsey died, you shot a music video at the same place he died at, and you was looking happy as ever.
This is the exact spot where Nipsey got shot. Now, Cowboy's out here doing a video. It scares the heck out of Fat's cousin who's sitting here watching. That looks like Fats. That's crazy. Hold on, whoa. That dude definitely looked like Fats, bro. That's crazy.
I know how you like it. No, I won't wife it. You could be my side chick, not the one to ride with. It's the one I slide with. When it's time to ride it, it's so hard. Nah, Cowboy was wilding right after Nipsey died. And you can tell he was always envious of Nipsey by his actions after Nipsey died. I mean, look at how he was at the strip mall. He's shooting music videos, taking pics with fans, and he's walking around like he owned them up. Like he was Nipsey. If you say that's reaching, okay, you know how Nipsey be having grand openings? How Cowboy start having them too after Nipsey died.
Oh, I just showed that. Let me go past that. We ain't got to see that again. This is about the same thing. I'm gonna just let that one go. Let that one go.
And when Luce Cannon first hopped on the No Jumper scene, he shocked the world with the stories that he was telling, especially where he said Big U told him that Nipsey died 30 minutes before it happened. But hold on though, please like the video before we start. I beg of you. And if you feel like I wasted your time at the end of it, you can like the month. No, because listen.
I believe Luce Cannon was actually lying. That's just how I feel. Don't know, but.
So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah. And
you like
just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you
at
got
the
that
time
call.
it sounded so unbelievable. We just labeled Luce a liar. But as time goes on, the stories that he told started revealing that it was actually true. And this is probably the last story left that he has to prove. And I think the feds want to help him because the feds knocked on Adam 22's door recently.
Edit out, but the one thing that the feds wanted was the cease.
The feds want to cease and desist from Big U.
No jumper asking us to take down the episode in which Luce Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death. Now, that situation is very much outside of what was mentioned in the indictment. In the indictment, there's nothing about Nipsey. There's nothing about any of that stuff. So this to me is kind of massive because it makes me feel like, oh, the FBI is interested in what Big U's involvement in Nipsey's death might be, which to me seems gigantic. I don't know why that cease and desist is not going to help them prosecute Bricc Baby or Luce Cannon or anybody else. The fact that there is quite a bit of credibility argument that perhaps Nipsey Hussle's death was a more complicated situation than it appears to be.
But do you think the feds got enough to reopen the Nipsey Hussle case? Let's let Wack break it down.
Do y'all think that this case specifically is going to impact the podcasts that are out there that they're trying to blame for this case going down?
Which one? Which case you no, because looking at the documents, right? Nothing about the Big U there's nothing there. It's only Luce Cannon. Well, I don't not because I seen something which it didn't make sense to me. And the only way this would make sense, and y'all follow me, they said the district attorney is looking to reopen the Nipsey Hussle murder case with other details with Big U, right? So the only way that would make sense is if the shooter, Eric Holder, is saying something. Like what's going on with Yellow Beezy.
And Luce Cannon did say that Eric Holder, because I was always taught to feed the wolves, and so that after he did what he did, that allegedly Big U just left him up there, no conversation, no money, appearing money low. On that last video about Eric Holder, he is in PC, but he still got family and stuff like that. But just kind of just left him, stank, as far as conversating things of that nature. So allegedly, he's supposed to be going back to court, and he allegedly he's talking and saying that Big U was a part of that. I don't know. That's allegedly, and that's based on what Luce Cannon said in another interview.
The shooters have come out and said Yellow Beezy paid us, but I believe they got some text messages back and forth. The shooters saying this, I don't know if that'll be enough. Me personally, I don't believe nothing to do with what the shooter did with Nipsey Hussle. I don't believe Big U had anything to do with that. to the table of the so-called phone call or FaceTime that Big U called him and said Nipsey Hussle was dead. He called Nipsey. Nipsey answered the phone, and then 30 minutes later, he was dead. Right? That could have been coincidental. Could have never happened. Now that was definitely broke on No Jump. That was broke. Now, if we look up and see that that's a factor in something, and even at that point in time, I don't think it's on the podcast, it's on the platforms, it's on the people going in there to interview. Know what to say, know what not to say. Because now, Luce Cannon is in a position to where the prosecuting attorney is trying to call him as a witness.
Wow.
And if they go and recover whatever he say is on his phone, then the world's gonna say, they're gonna say it, whether you like it or not, you told. They're gonna say that.
That is so wild, but that is true. And they got 20,000 wiretap. They got 20,000. That's a whole lot of stuff to listen to.
We want to know why would somebody do that to a person that was leading the whole community.
This is toxic media.
We want to know why.
Me too. But before we get into it, please like the video. And if you're not entertained by the end of it, unlike them up. Now let's get into it. I want to know why are you crying, Cowboy? Because not only a few months after Nipsey died, you shot a music video at the same place he died at. And you was looking happy as ever.
This is the exact spot where Nipsey got shot. Now,
this is the same thing.
It scares the heck out of
But I do want to see the beginning of this because he was happy.
In his mind. Like, what the heck?
I know how you like it. No, I won't wife it. You could be my side chick, not the one I ride with. It's the one I slide with. When it's time to ride it, it's so hard. Nah, Cowboy was wilding right after Nipsey died. And you could tell he was always envious of Nipsey by his actions after Nipsey died. I mean, look at how he was at the strip mall. He shooting music videos, taking pictures.
Yeah, we already seen that.
Around like he owned them up.
He
like
was.
He
He was.
If you say that's reaching, okay. You know how Nipsey be having the.
And I thought he was somebody else until he sued the family and Nipsey estate, saying he worked there. I was done with Cowboy then. We just seen that video, so I'm gonna take that off. Good, I'm getting through this stuff I got. I think this is
Rap
what
News Street Politics, the best hood channel
this
on
is
YouTube.
Rap News.
And we back with them bad people in this Big U federal indictment. Now, you know, it's a lot of information that's coming out. A lot of individuals speculating as to who's telling, who's snitching, who the witnesses are, and that's where we step in. Now, right now, we got one main individual who's playing some dirty games in this paperwork. Now, as we broke down when we covered this Big U indictment, there's confidential informants, multiple witnesses in multiple areas. And we also have some snitches on the forecast as well. But we're not talking about probabilities in this video. We only gonna talk about facts. So we know there's an individual that they refer to as CW1. They broke down his profile, his case history, and what information he provided. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm on to that dude, but I'm not 100% for sure that is who I think it is. So we're not gonna put that out there because, you know, we're not here to make allegations in terms of who's snitching. We're gonna tell you exactly who it is. And you know, a lot of people, of course, they want it to be Wack 100. They want it to be 600. Bricc, baby. We know Luce Cannon's already telling. He's self-snitching. He's implicated himself. But this individual right here is also snitching on Luce Cannon. But as of right now, we gotta say factually, it's none of them other dudes. But you know the saying, when life gives you limits, you end up with Dale Morrison.
Dale Morrison, I'm like this play.
Is gonna be victim number one. This is actually gonna be the biggest rat in this case. So again, this is not CW1 who was pardoned by Joe Biden.
How was Dale a rat when they was extorting him and all that? How is that possible? Oh, I'm still on the same day.
This is not witness one that was around the alleged murder situation in Nevada. The witness that was working as a security guard in the studio. This is the man that was getting extorted, so to speak.
Right, so how is he a victim?
And the club promoter who set up the whole situation with Big U and Deja Vu, where it was said that Big U had shook down 30 rats out that situation. But the key thing, man, is who is Dale Morrison? Now, he's not only a rat. He's actually a club promoter, and I would say somewhat of an entrepreneur throughout the city. And the next question one may ask is, why Dale Morrison? Why was he being shook down? It seems like this dude is one of them guys playing all sides. Now, the key thing is Dale Morrison has been in the mix around all these dudes for a long time. Like I said, he's a club promoter. And anybody know these club promoters? They're the ultimate people person. But especially when you promoting black businesses, black clubs, black parties, you're going to end up intertwining with the hood at some point, especially in LA. So we've seen Dale Morrison, not only with Big U, we've seen him with Nipsey, we've seen him with Gilly the Kid, Joe Moses. Like I said, this dude has been around everybody in the city, and we got to put this out so nobody else falls into the games that this dude is playing. Now, the paperwork has painted him out to be a victim.
Right, that's what I thought.
To just be somebody that got him in a headlock. But Dale Morrison is actually playing his own games in these streets, man. So the key thing right now is Morrison is under his own federal indictment, which has nothing to do with any of these dudes in this indictment. With this Big U rolling 60 situation. This dude had his feet in the streets, a full participant in the life of criminality. He's not just some weed shop owner that's trying to make a living and ends meet by playing it fair. This is the misconception of this whole situation. Now, the indictment that he's allegedly the main defendant on is a conspiracy with the intent to possess narcotics. Also possession with the intent to distribute narcotics. And the main key thing is the feds are alleging
I never knew that.
Is using businesses in LA as fronts, including the same business that Big U was allegedly shaking down. So we've seen Morrison with multiple different businesses. MLB Investments and Holdings, M4 Morrison Media Marketing and Management, DMO 20 Consultants, LLC, Everybody Eats, which is also synonymous with the Everybody Eats Genetics cannabis business, which he's affiliated with. Now, at the time when he was allegedly participating in the conspiracy, some of these businesses were operating off some high rises off Fed. Now, as of today, he's changed the addresses to these businesses. But in 2020, it's alleged that he was working with 4 other co-conspirators by the names of Jordan Jackson, Keyshawn Brandon, Brittany Duff, and Deja Purifoy. Now, everybody except for Keyshawn Brandon was operating in Ohio. Keyshawn Brandon, a.k.a. Keys, is said to be Morrison's bodyguard, or security, so to speak, that protects his criminal endeavors. And it said that on July 25th, 2020, Keys was chaperoning around 7,000 grams of meth, approximately 2,000 grams of powder, and around 5,300 grams of weed from LA to Ohio, which is when they got pulled over. And somehow, some way, it comes out that this shipment came from Dale Morrison.
All this time, I'm thinking Dale is a victim, that he innocent. I don't know how I did this. I'm thinking that he is innocent. Wow. Oh, he was getting them. Oh.
Now, mind you, this is July 2020. In the Big U indictment, The feds said they didn't start watching Big U until February 2021, after the alleged murder committed by Big U in Nevada. But again, they was already watching the 6-0s in 2020, and they were able to track 8 USPS packages sent from Ohio to different addresses in LA, some in the 40s, a business in the Mansfields, and of course, the Addy in the 6-0s, where it said that around 150 racks had came from Ohio and touched down to LA, which the feds are alleging is proceeds that Morrison was receiving in this drug conspiracy.
Wow.
Now, 6 days after they got caught in that car, Morrison's house was hit July 31st, 2020, where it said this dude also had a bunch of weapons. But he wasn't fully taken in on this indictment until a year later, April 28th, 2021. But the Big U document alleges that he was a known extortion target since the beginning of their investigation on Big U. So as we see here in this Big U paperwork, it states victim 1 has a criminal history that includes arrest for narcotics conspiracy and distribution in violation of Title 21, Section 846, respectively, for which he is pending sentencing. It's still an open Fed case. He hasn't been sentenced. Why? Because he's using his telling on Big U in this indictment, in which it says that victim 1 will likely receive cooperation credit based on this case in his unrelated pending drug case from the United States Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Ohio. So this information right here,
wow,
there's no
this
need for
unbelievable.
There's no need for allegations. There's a lot of blood that's coming out. Is this dude snitching? Is he snitching? You know, people grasping at straws just for the content. The paperwork is telling us who these people are. Now, like I said, in the forecast, there are some snitches that's coming out. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, because we have to move factually when we talking about people as rats. And this is what I mean by, this is a dirty character right here. He caught an unrelated Fed case before any of this situation and immediately started pointing fingers at the big fish, because he's a little fish in the streets, but nonetheless, he's still in the streets. He's not some innocent victim just floating around getting a noogie on his head. You know what I'm saying?
I am done. I thought he was a victim.
On Big U party in 2021, he complained and snitched about Big U pressing him and the other promoter for 30 racks, but then he turns around the next year and still promotes his next party in 2022 at Cheetahs. This dude playing street games, but when the big fish come and collect, he want to point the finger now. But he got some even nastier work on his name. He's also been convicted of a robbery, and guess what? Human trafficking of a minor under the age of 18. Shit, I see why he's getting pressed. This is a weird dude in the streets. And it's also said that he has ties to Wack 100. We're going to get to that, though. Now, one can make the argument that Big U wouldn't even be under...
Remember in that, at No Jumper, Wack 100 said, I know Dill. I know him. I'm speechless because I was not prepared for this. This is rap news and street politics. Follow him.
Investigation by the feds if it wasn't for this dude. Reason being is because the homicide that took place in Nevada was under investigation by the police in Nevada, not the feds. This dude comes along, and now you have the full RICO. We're talking about money, extortion, and robbery being involved into a full enterprise with Big U. Now, along with CW1, Morrison also told the feds about the Adrian Broner situation. He had a recording on Big U when he sat down with him April 14th and April 15th of 2022. He was mic'd up when Big U was talking about the Adrian Broner situation. Now, like I said, this is the same person that Luce Cannon admitted to robbing. This is one of the main reasons why Luce Cannon is sitting down. Not only did Luce Cannon talk on the podcast, but what sealed his fate was the dude he robbed was working as an informant. So, like I said, all he had to do was corroborate the story.
Wow.
Luce Cannon told as being factual. And of course, with him being the victim, it was extremely easy for Luce Cannon to get snatched up. Now, like I said, he was around all these dudes before this investigation popped off, and he was around all the way up to when they got hit. But in the Big U video, we also spoke about a time when the Nevada police had went to Big U's house to pay him a visit in regards to the murder that took place out there. We see Dale Morrison on the wiretap with them later on that night, giving extortion payments to Vay. And he also dug into multiple details to the feds about how Big U tried to get him to line up other weed dealers and other businesses in the city. But the key thing, this dude was making 25% off of the tape. So I'm not going to sit here and this dude was just living the worst life possible. He got tired of being punk, is running with the feds, and the situation in Ohio has become spooked. And he's used to get from under Big Young. Like I said, we see this dude, all the rappers, promoting all the parties. We seen him promoting Filthy Rich, everybody. This is not somebody you want to be around. I'm going to keep it real. You never know who else he going to throw up under the bus to lighten up that federal indictment that he got looming over his head. And it's one thing called a sentence memorandum. That memorandum right there breaks down everything in regards to your sentencing. You meet with the judge and they go over everything. All the people that's there for you in the courtroom, all the letters from your employers, your family, all the mitigating factors that you're using to try to get the judge not to send your ass all the way up the river. And like I said, at that point, that's when these cooperation credits are going to take effect. And it's going to drop his points down and lessen the blow of that offense. That document is still sealed, and he's not sentenced yet.
Wow.
This offense happened in 2020, and he went down in 2021. Here we are, 4 years later. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get sentenced until after everybody in this Big U indictment is taken care of. This dude don't stand anybody's trial, which I really doubt right now. Like I said, this dude participated in countless wiretaps. It seemed like Vay and Big U stayed on this dude on the phone, and all he was doing was these guys over the Title III. But like I said, he went down in April 2021. 8 months after this is the man that was making those controlled extortion payments. The FBI gave him thousands of dollars, split up over multiple occasions, slid it right to him so he can go meet with Big U or Vay and document those extortion payments. Like I said, this dude wasted no time to get out in the field and work as a confidential informant, but they call him a victim. And one key thing you got to realize about these dudes that work for the feds, you know, of course, everything's incentivized. There's a reason. They got something hanging over your head, but you also have to enter some sort of a contractual agreement with these people.
Fact.
And of course, nobody wants their information out there. Nobody wants the feds to say that they working for them. But the key thing is, in that contract that you sign with these folks, they let you know that they can't promise and ensure you that your information will be kept solid. Because at some point, if somebody goes to trial, you may be called as a witness. But like we see here, they basically told us who he was. Again, this is why there should be no speculation in putting out false content until the information drops. But what we meant by this dude playing all sides, you know, as a club promoter, he's mixed in with everybody. Wack is in the entertainment business. He got to get his artists in these clubs and make this chilly. But on June 5th, 2022, on the wiretap, Big U was telling this dude, stop doing business with Wack 100 because he's a rat. And a month after that, Big U broke it.
Well, shit, Big U done told. That's according to, because I ain't putting on the paperwork, because I don't have to, because they pull it all over on here. Apparently, he told before he went in and did them 13 years and got on 2004. So how a rat call another one a rat? Wow.
Situation to Dale Morrison that he had with Wack 100. Now, I believe Wack was talking about this, you know, he's kind of hard to listen to. I'm going to keep it real, man. But the account of the incident that was on wiretap, the account that the feds have, and the account that Dale Morrison has, is that Big U and some 6-0s chased down Wack. And Wack took off screaming, saying, my wife draws. I see you, Eugene. I see you, Eugene.
Yup.
I see you. He said he was screaming, and he said he had a blower. But he said Wack pleaded and said, don't do this. My wife, my kids in the car. He said, draws, don't do this.
That's a fact.
This is the account told by Big U to Dale Morrison. So we see what Wack is on this campaign, man. These two is for show beefing. Now, the comment where he said Wack 100 is a snitch, like I said, of course, we all would like him to be, especially at this juncture. But I have no paperwork on it, so I can't say. But nonetheless, Mr. Dale Morrison, he is for show them bad people's man. And CW1, he's going to be coming soon too, man. We got to call a spade a spade. It just is what it is. Especially when these dudes is hanging around other artists, mingling with the streets, 1 foot in, 1 foot out type shit, doing shit for their advantage. It's all fair game at this point. Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We out.
For real. Oh, he went in. He went in. All right. I got to go to work in the morning. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Please hit that like button. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Back at it tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.